not sure that Jesse Grosclose or a county commissioner would have that power, the way I see it. And I'll go ahead and say, you're talking, almost every vacation that I take out of town is to a national park. So I'm certainly a proponent of the park system. I personally don't see what the advantage to this national monument is here. And in my travels around campaigning, I think the other two will say the same thing. I have only run into one person in favor of it. So as a county representative, I feel compelled to oppose that monument because it's, at least in my travels, without question, the majority is opposed to it.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Wolfong.
I believe your question stated if the monument was initiated, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. If the monument is initiated, I do believe the county commission has a voice, because once the monument is put in place, it's up to the community to make up the rules, and that's the problem that I have with the current standing of the national monument. You're given a blank piece of paper and you fill it out later. That scares me to death, you know, because we don't know up front what we're going to be able to hunt, we're going to be able to fish, are we going to have to pay fees to go to areas where we've always been accustomed to going. You know, they're leading us into the unknown, really, and I don't like that, and I'm opposed to the monument for that reason. You know, it can go to either two ways. It can go through presidential appointment, or it can go through Congress through legislation. I don't see either one of them happening in the near future, but you know, the county commission needs to take a stake in it. If it's initiated and it's here in Pocahontas County, we absolutely must be at the very front of the table to make sure the concerns of the citizens are upheld and their voices are heard as to what they want to see this monument be, if it was to be here. Like I say, I don't support the monument at the current point. However, if it was initiated, the county commission, and if I'm your representative, I'll be right there at the table to make sure that everybody's concerns are voiced and those are passed on into the regulation process of the monument.
Thank you. Ms. Gandy?
There's been a lot of discussion through the county about the national monument. There's a lot of people from my area, the base of Snowshoe, that are definitely for it. I, for one, am not, and I have to agree with Ben that the county commission has to take a role in that. There has to be rules that, if it does pass, that the county commission puts forth as acceptable to the people of Pocahontas County. I worry about the fees. I mean, if it's free now and the amount of users we have is fairly limited, other than our local people, I don't see, if we add fees, why that's going to attract a whole lot more tourism. So I don't see the need for it. To me, it's being managed properly the way it is. But if it does get passed, then I think not only the county commission, but everybody in this community needs to get together and form different committees and groups so they can put proposals forward to how this would be governed, because it's really scary when something is passed and there's no laws and we just are turning our land over to the federal government. I think we've done that enough, and so I'm opposed to it, but if we have to do it, I will work for the people of Pocahontas County.